am Malala, and I was never meant to survive. They tried to silence me. They tried to stop me from learning. They thought that a bullet would be enough to take away my voice. But they were wrong, because my voice was never just mine. It was the voice of every girl who has ever been told she's less, every child who has been denied an education, every dream that has been crushed by fear. I was born in a world where girls were told to lower their eyes, to lower their voices, to lower their dreams. In my home, the Swat Valley of Pakistan, there was beauty all around me. The mountains, the rivers, the kindness of our people. But there was also darkness. The Taliban came, and with them they brought fear. They burned our schools. They banned our books. They told us that girls do not belong in the classroom, that we should stay inside, that we should be silent. But how can you silence a heart that beats for knowledge? Even as a young girl, I knew that education was my right. My father, who was a teacher, always told me, Malala, you are as free as a bird. So I wrote. I spoke. I told the world what was happening to my people, and for that, they came for me. It was October 9, 2012. I was sitting on a school bus talking with my friends. We were laughing. We were children, dreaming of our futures. Then the bus stopped. A masked gunman climbed inside. He looked at us, and then he asked, "Who is Malala?" And then he fired. The bullet entered my head, traveled through my neck, and stopped in my shoulder. In that moment, I should have died, but instead I lived. And when I woke up in a hospital in Birmingham, England, I understood something very clearly. My life was no longer just my own. They thought they had silenced me forever, but they only made my voice louder. I spoke before the United Nations. I told them, one child, one teacher, one book, and one pen can change the world, and I believe this with all my heart. I was given a second chance at life, but millions of girls are still waiting for their first chance. To learn, to grow, to dream. I fight for them. I will never stop fighting for them. Because this is not just my story. This is the story of every girl who has ever been told you can't. Every child who has ever been denied an education. Every person who has ever been told to be silent. But we will not be silent. I am Malala. And if my story does not move you, then I ask you, what will? Now go. Pick up a book. Learn. Speak up. Stand for what is right. Because courage is not the absence of fear. It is the triumph over it. They thought my story ended the day I was shot, but they did not realize that was only the beginning. Because this fight is not just mine. It belongs to every girl who has been denied an education, every boy forced into labor instead of learning, every child whose future has been stolen before it even had a chance to begin. This is not just about me. This is about a world where 130 million girls are still out of school, where poverty, war, and oppression keep children from the classrooms that could change their lives. And that is why I do not stop. After I survived, I had a choice. I could have stayed silent, lived a quiet life, protected myself, but I knew if I did that, nothing would change. So I spoke. I stood up, and I vowed to use my second life to fight for those who do not have a voice. I founded the Malala Fund because education is not a privilege, it is a right. We have helped build schools in Pakistan, Afghanistan, Nigeria, and beyond. We have fought against child marriage, against gender discrimination, against the systems that keep children in poverty. And still I see young girls who remind me of myself. Girls with books in their hands, dreams in their hearts, and fear in their eyes. They know what happens when you demand your rights, but they also know something more powerful than fear: hope. I met a girl in Syria living in a refugee camp. She told me, even if I have to study under a tree, I will keep learning. I met a girl in Nigeria who escaped from Boko Haram. She had lost everything, but she told me, I will become a teacher so no girl has to suffer like I did. These girls are why I keep going, but I cannot do this alone. You, watching this right now, have a voice. You have the power to make a difference. You do not need to be famous. You do not need to be rich. You do not need to be strong. You only need the courage to speak, to stand, to act. Because the world does not change with silence. It changes when people refuse to accept injustice, when people fight for what is right, when people believe in something greater than themselves. So I ask you, what will you do? Will you raise your voice for those who cannot? Will you fight for a world where every child has a future? Will you stand with the girls who are still waiting for their chance to learn? Because this is not just my fight, it is ours. And if this does not motivate you, what will? Now, go, read, learn, speak up, change the world. When I stood before the United Nations, just 16 years old, I said, one child, one teacher, one book, and one pen can change the world. I believed those words then, and I believe them now. Because that is the truth. Change does not start with armies. It does not start with governments. It starts with one person, one voice that refuses to be silent. And if my life has taught me anything, it is this: a single voice can shake the world. But too often, people doubt their own power. They believe that real change is made only by leaders, by politicians, by the rich and famous. They think, who am I? What difference can I make? But history proves them wrong. It was one man, Martin Luther King Jr., who stood on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial and declared, I have a dream. And his dream moved a nation. It was one woman, Rosa Parks, who refused to give up her seat, and her courage ignited a movement. It was one scientist, Marie Curie, who changed medicine forever because she refused to accept that women could not make great discoveries. And it was one girl, a girl from a valley in Pakistan, who was told that her dreams were too big, that her voice was too loud, that her life was not hers to control. And yet, here I am. If my voice, the voice of a girl from Swat, could reach the world, then so can yours. The battle is not over. Some people think the fight for education is won, that progress means the struggle is behind us. But look around. More than 130 million girls are still denied an education. Millions are forced into marriage before they even have a chance to sit in a classroom. In Afghanistan, girls are banned from secondary school. In parts of Africa and the Middle East, poverty forces families to choose between food and school fees. In conflict zones, schools are bombed, books are burned, teachers are silenced. So no, the fight is not over. The battle has only begun. But here is the secret. We are winning. Every time a girl picks up a book instead of being forced into marriage, we win. Every time a child walks through the doors of a school instead of being sent to a factory, we win. Every time a community stands up and says, education is a right, not a privilege, and when you, right now, choose to use your voice to support, to educate, to inspire, we win again. What will your legacy be? So I ask you, what will you do? Will you be silent or will you speak? Will you watch injustice or will you fight it? Will you accept the world as it is or will you dare to change it? Because every great change in history began with someone who decided that the world could be better, and that someone could be you. You do not need to be a Nobel Prize winner. You do not need to be famous. You do not need to be powerful. You only need to believe. Believe in education. Believe in justice. Believe in the power of your voice. And when you believe, when you refuse to stay silent, you will see that the world will listen. Because the only thing stronger than fear is courage. And if this does not move you, if this does not make you want to stand up, speak out, and change the world, then what will? Now take the first step. Pick up a book, ask questions, learn, use your voice, and never, never let anyone tell you that you cannot.